Hello Carlotta, how are you? I wanted to record a little video just so you can see my face now, to explain a little the way I work, so you can figure out a little better how it could be a collaboration with me and help you to select and choose the best fitting photographer for the job, for your relay, because I think it deserves the best work. So I understand that you have several options. I just wanted to make sure that you understand how we can work together. My aim is happy client. I mean, I'm the type of photographer that is oriented on the best value for each picture. I'm not oriented on this is my style, that's what I want. No, not at all. I'm not that type. I'm coming from advertising. I worked 20 years as a creative art director and then creative director for several brands. And before I started to work as a professional photographer, so I always think about the use and the efficiency of each picture. So I know that for a relay, I mean, in all hospitality work, each image is a must-have to convey all the value of the place beforehand, because the client are choosing on the websites. They can, have, recommendations and so on, but it's not that enough. And great pictures are bringing it. And also at this right moment, with all the artificial intelligence that makes it all fake, have great pictures that really, transmit the reality of the place and how good and the experience. Most of all, the experience. That's what is going to make people to just click and buy your room instead of another one. So we have to work together to convey all these values, especially because where you placed, what you explained about the relay is going to be great. I think that you have great assets. I really want to help you, to bring it to the best level. Okay, so the way I work is, I bring my expertise to help you, and I work a lot on collaboration beforehand and during the work. Beforehand, to be sure that we're on the same track, and in the place also that all the time I give you the hint how is this going, ask you for your point of view, and be sure that we're going all the time in the right direction. Actually, even in the way I take the pictures, I don't. Some photographer, put the camera on a tripod and then beam, or change the angle, and they shoot several, 10 or 20 pictures of the same place, and then afterward you choose. But that's not, for me, that's not the way to work. There's only one angle for each use. You have the hero shot, you have the detail shot, you have another angle that conveys a view. You have the bathroom with all what is a plus for the client to choose is one picture. So that's why I first of all I check and look and try to get the most of each place, conveying the space, for example, on the hero shot. Then the quality of the materials on the detail, the quality of the attentions, for example, on a dish, to give that blush on the, I want to eat that. Okay, so when I choose the angle, we get agreed together, that's the best one, and then we work on everything that gets in the frame. that to put the vase on the right place with the little detail on the right place, that everything, the bed there's no wrinkle, the pillows are perfect and everything. So that's a way to work. It does mean that it takes a little time to take those type of pictures. Let's say the usual quantity of picture I take a day is between 8 and 11 pictures, depending on the complexity, or if you have to change several times, the place, from that place to another. If we stay in one room, it can go quicker one after the other, because all the settings that we do for one shot can be used for another shot, even we change slightly the elements. So for that, I can work 3 ways. It will impact the estimate. That's why I wanted to explain also why I will send you an estimate with 3 different versions in matter of theme. Especially because if you are more people, it's obviously more expensive. Each one has its rates, plus the travel fares have also an impact. If I go alone, I can work alone. I have a lot of experience in matter of choosing, the elements, stylist-wise, and so on. But I'm not a specialist. I'm the photographer. I have a good eye, but I'm the photographer. I can work alone because as far as I use my camera tripod and I'm connected to my computer, I can work and move the flashes and so on easily together. I can also, pick the elements and say, oh, that looks better, or even make a floral arrangement. But it takes more time. Then it's difficult to have more than 8 pictures a day. If I bring a stylist with me, she can dedicate her time on, having every element that is in the frame, that it's perfect. Like the curtains, every element, the wrinkles on the nap clothes or whatever, are just perfect. Everything on its place. We know that it's controlled. She has her eyes on that, and also, like I say, floral arrangements, for example. Then I can concentrate on the image, and she concentrate on what's in the image. Then the third option is when I bring my assistant, my photographic assistant. He can then dedicate his time on preparing the gears. I can ask him to move, graduate the flashes, and prepare reflectors and other elements that are needed to have a better picture. As far as this take times, when I'm alone, it's not that easy. So when I have my whole team, I can concentrate 100% on the quality all the time, the quality of the image. Only on my camera and the contact with you, and you're great. Otherwise, I have to do like a man orchestra, taking into account all of the elements together. Okay. Another point is why I take the picture the way I do. I talked about the flashes. It's for a simple reason. A camera can capture only a range of the light. The eyes, what our brain and our eyes are doing is like you can look outside, you can look inside at the same fraction of a second, and it will be compensated. You have a sensation that you can see everything. The range is much wider. The way to do that with the camera, it obligates to take more than one picture with different expositions. So you have in the dark, you have details in the dark, you have details in the light, and there are people photographers that don't use the flashes and only use that as a base. But it's very difficult to have the frame of a window, for example, that is not burned by this effect. And also that sometimes even the light is nice, how it enters a room. There's one part of it that gets darker, and there are great elements into it, like a beautiful armchair or whatever, and it deserves a better lighting. So I bring my flashes. I have two types of flashes. I have this simple one is like a very small one that I use sometimes also more with models, so I can define the way the light enters, or to give detailed lights in one part or another. And then I have those type of flashes that are more, there's just soft boxes that are bringing subtle light, soft light that gives volume. I can place different. I have two of these and two of these, so I can give the right sensation of each part at each place. And I worked on layer. I may take sometimes 15 pictures of the same place with different lighting just to recreate it afterward. So what you can see on my website, for example, all of these pictures are constructed that way, getting the best value in each place. And depending on what you want, it can be more natural light only. It can be natural light with a little in of the light, the artificial light that are lit, but compensating the color, or a more sophisticated type of lighting, to have all the fabric values that each place has its own light. It's a little more artificial, but it's also more sophisticated. So you have the whole range of possibility in that sense. Okay, so also an interesting thing to know about that type of photography is that we use special lenses. Not all photographers are using this, but this is quite important. It helps us to take the picture always to have the best balance image, with the vertical, exactly vertical, and you don't have then to deform it afterward and try to rebuild a reality that doesn't exist in another way. So this helps us to, put the lens higher or lower, so you don't have to tilt the camera. You just put it that way, and you can look more higher, or you can look lower just by moving this. Interesting for this type of pictures. I have two lenses like this, one that helps us to more wide angle to convey space, and the other that is very crispy, very detailed, with fantastic depth of field that helps for details. Okay, and about lifestyle, we talked about taking some pictures of lifestyle. Here we have to take into account that what I will give you as an estimate is going to be only a hint, because depending on the way we decide to work, it can be very inexpensive or very, very, very expensive, and it's very quick to start from one part or the other. On the photographic part is much more control, but the lifestyle is like that, because we can start from using figuration, like friends of you, people that I do that for you, and they bring their own clothes that you select, and the girls can make up, do their own makeup, and and it's enough for some type of lifestyle picture, especially if we bring a human touch on the pictures. That means, what does that mean? That, for example, you have a hand that enters the frame, perhaps a shoulder, a back shot that you have somebody that is laying close to the pool, and we have the human touch, but they're not the hero of the shot. This can be very inexpensive. If you want to have personality, that a look to the camera, somebody that smiles, or a couple that smiles when they cheers with the champagne cup, then we need to go on the other end, and we need to have probably professional models. We will need to pay them by the house, because they're recognizable. So it's not only a model release and it's quickly done. It's something that costs money. They have to be, nice. If the hair nice made, professional makeup, the stylism of the clothes have to be right. Again, it can be more homemade or more professional. But there, let's say that the budget is mandatory. To a bit decide, we have to decide beforehand. Okay, I try to close here because it was going to be too long. Thank you to watch me, and I hope it was helpful for you to understand a little of the way of working and help to decide if you want to work with me. Thank you so much.